I cooked. I did the best thing ever. I made a original video on YouTube. That's like something that no one will expect. Well, not on YouTube, but I mean like in YBA. I'm gonna make analysis on Star Platinum the world's hits or like movesets, but it's gonna be realistically body and atomed. So basically how it's gonna work, I'm gonna review every stand moves and I'm gonna explain what kind of damage is gonna do realistically to a human. So starting from normal punches, you'll get rib fracture, grin stick, basically that's how it looks like. Getting wind knocked out of you. That's pretty simple. When you get hit on your chest or just any kind of hits, you get your chest, all the air that was in your chest gonna get out, and it's basically gonna hard to inhale again. It's kind of the same thing when you get born and the baby has difficulties to inhale, pretty much the same thing. And damaged liver, well, because the main target of M1s is usually upper body, especially the torso. So the effects we'll get from that, it'll be slower Hammond charge. Basically, you'll get like small fractures on your lungs, and it's gonna be hard for you to like take deep breaths. Unable to charge Hammond for a few seconds. That's, for example, for getting the wing knocked off you. As I said, it's kind of hard to inhale for a few seconds. And of course, you'll be unable to run, since you need to breathe to be able to actually run. Heavy punch gets a little bit more serious this time, because it's basically not just a normal punch, that's a heavy one. So rib fracture, you're basically gonna have this kind of fracture on the ribs. You also have your lungs damage, like same as M1s, and you actually have high chances, well, 26% to get hard damage commito cordis. Basically, if you're gonna hit someone's, well, I mean, if your heart gonna get hit exactly at the same moment when it's gonna beat, so there's chances that it's gonna like stop the heart completely. So the effects are Hammond will be unusable, that's obvious because like lungs damaged. Decent chances to die, that's pretty much like for the heart as I said. And losing HP when falling on the chest back, well, that's basically the broken ribs gonna scratch your lung, and that's just gonna deal more damage basically every time it's gonna move. Barrage is pretty much a simple move, but realistically it's very actually very painful, and you're gonna deal a lot of damage. So multiple rib fracture community, basically that's how it looks like. It's just gonna like damage your lungs completely, because it's gonna, the shards of your own bones gonna penetrate your lungs. Hard damage common cordis, that's basically, as I said previously with the heavy punch, you'll be able to stop, your heart gonna be stopped if it's gonna hit at the same moment when it starts beating, and this higher chance because basically it's the barrage, and that's like multiple punches. Lung damaged, congestive heart failure. Basically that happens when your heart is unable to extract the fluid from your lungs, and basically your lungs just starts to shrink. To be honest, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know every single detail about it, so that's like the easiest way I can explain. And lungs shutdown, basically just your lungs gonna actually just get like destroyed because barrage is like actually very strong from Star Platinum. So the effects you'll get from that is temporarily decrease the HP regeneration. Basically, you're gonna start losing HP. You will be almost unable to regen your HP. Your hammer is gonna be unusable, and taking damage when falling back stomach. Like same thing with M1, and same thing with the M1. And death. Well, that's of course you're gonna die like in a few seconds because you'll be unable to breathe. Platinum Smash, I know it looks very strong and powerful in the game, but realistically, Platinum Smash is basically the breeds from the ground hitting you. So logically, like if you think about it, logically it does not supposed to deal a lot of damage and make you like go fly away. It's basically the same thing if you get like shots. So, and this move can be always different because the breeds can like fly differently, so it really depends where it's gonna hit. So for example, for me, I made intestine abdominal infection. Basically your intestines get penetrated and all the infection that's in your intestine gonna get leaked and gonna get in your blood, so you're gonna also have blood infection. Damaged lung, penetrated lungs, basically also like debris gonna just penetrate your lung and all the air gonna start getting out, you'll just start like having problem to breathe, so you just like, I don't know, he covers somehow. And a minor skull fracture, well, you know, you just kind of like scratch your skull, but it depends on which angle it is. Alright, here it's starting to get actually serious. Kick barrage, rib fracture, grin stick, that's how it looks like if you don't remember. Getting your wind knocked out of you, that's basically the last hit of kick barrage you get. So it's just gonna like release all the air you had in your lungs. Liver shutdown, that's the same thing with the hard kick at the end. Nausea or even vomiting, well, because your stomach gonna get punched a few times with strong kicks. Brain injury, that's basically when you're gonna fall down after the hard kick at the end. There are gonna be chances that you might like get your head hit from behind, and the back of your head, the part of your brain does the vision stuff. You'll be also like, you're gonna see stuff blurry. That would happen to me once when I was a kid, so I know what that means basically. And hard commander courses, that's like the same thing I explained before, that your heart might get like stopped if you get hit at a perfect time. So the effects is unable to use Hammond for a few seconds. Well, that's because the cause of it is the getting the wind knocked out of you. Blur vision, that's as I said, you're gonna get like, you're gonna barely see because you get your part of your brain kicked, well, hit. Slightly decreased projectiles accuracy for a few seconds. That's because like you're gonna barely see something, so it's gonna be hard for you to also, for your character to also aim. And harder to charge Hammond, that's the same thing, as I said, getting your wind knocked out of you. Alright, Skull Crush, this is where it actually starts getting hurt. You're gonna have a skull fracture from behind, or it depends how it's gonna hit. So, but like in the anime like Jotaro hit from the side, but in YBA you get hit in the behind. So, as I said, it depends. You're gonna have a skull fracture, your brain, vesicular problems. Basically, you're gonna start like see less, and your brain just gonna be like damaged. Losing a rotation, well, because a big part of your brain counts as a balance, and if the mechanism that in your brain gonna stop working, that controls all the balance, you're gonna start fall and you'll be unable to walk. Feeling dizziness, nausea, that's also one of the side effects of having your brain injured. Oh, and a small headache, like it happens, you know. Effects. Crawl, like as I said, you're gonna lose balance. Deadly decrease accuracy for any projectiles, well, because you're gonna have losing balance and it's gonna be hard for you to aim or throw items. Bleeding, that's obvious. You getting your skull crushed and your skull gonna be exposed. You'll die in 10 seconds. Well, that's self-explanatory. You're having your fucking brain destroyed. Of course, if you're a vampire, you can regenerate it. And all the effects you just got from the skull, you're just gonna get back to normal. You'll be unable to use stand moves. Basically, the spirit in you is basically like your brain, basically. So you can barely use your stand, and the only thing you'll be able to do is probably like panic barrage. But if your stand gonna get unsummoned, you'll be unable to summon back. So you just like have to try to crawl away from your enemy. And this is the best part and the most interesting one, the beatdown. Right upper arm bone combined. Basically, that's the first hit when you get hit. Before the beatdown, you get punched to the ground on your side, and at the same time, your shoulder blade gonna be dislocated. The right one, of course. Your skull gonna be fractured because your head gonna hit the ground so hard. Your brain fracture, basically the side of your brain controls the sounds. You'll be unable to hear players, you're gonna get deaf. Or just be unable to hear anything, absolutely. Shattered jaw, that's gonna be the first hits. Lungs shut down, that's like that's like in the middle beatdown happening. Fully shattered ribs. Internal bleeding, full torso, like you're gonna fucking bleed from inside. Shattered skull, fronts, that's like the last hits before the beatdown ends, like the hard punch at the end. Broken spine, that's basically when you're gonna fall down. And your heart stopped, blunt cardiac injury, well, you got hit like 1,000 times on your chest, so of course you're gonna die from that. I don't know if I should talk about the side effects because it's obviously gonna die from that, but I'm still gonna say it. Oh, I forgot. You also have a small scratch on your arm. Well, that's gonna happen when you're gonna fall, so just put a plaster or something, you'll be fine. So the effects, you can use multiple items, well, because your right arm is broken, and also you cannot use spin because you use spin on your right arm, so spin gonna be unchargeable. You're gonna be deaf, you're gonna be blind, you can't clearly talk because your jaw is dislocated. Can't charge hand because your lungs are destroyed. You're gonna get handicapped because your spine got broke, and you're gonna die. So yeah, that was like the new type of video I wanted to try. I thought how cool it's gonna be. I never saw someone do this before on YouTube, and as I said, I'm gonna try to make most original content for YouTube. I mean for YBA, because people like just watching 1v1s like so dead as boring. So I'm gonna start making. I'm gonna cook for so good for you all. I wish I could actually edit, but please let me cook. You're gonna like that. I'll make content that no one did before. Also, if you actually like this type of content, I mean type of videos where I'm inspecting or like explaining realistic damages from every stand from JoJo, then just like write down comments what stand I should do next. And well, the first person who comments, that's gonna be the first stand I'll do. So yeah, go down in the comments and tell me which stand you want to do next. So yeah, see ya.